It's another lovely edition of your program, our program, Farmers Forum, on your number one darling station, Diamond FM 101.1, where we promote values and excellence. I'm your presenter, Temitope Oyewale. On today's interview segment, we will be interviewing the Managing Director of Mofab Nigerian Limited, situated at Old Gbagi, Ibadan. He is also the president of West Agro Input Dealers Association, a regional-based agro input dealership. He will be talking on agro inputs, what agro input is all about, where we can get them, in person of Alhaji Olayinka Akimade. Today, to anchor this program with me are Taiwo Ajao and Akimbade Adekunle. Please stay tuned while you listen to them.
My name is Olayinka Akimade. I am the Managing Director of Mofab Nigeria Limited, and also I am President of West Agro Input Dealers Association, a regional-based agri input dealership association for the old western region that is extending between Lagos and Ekiti, inclusive.
Okay, to start with, what is a pest?
Thank you very much. Pests to different people mean different things, but pests do the same things to different people. Pests, a simple definition would be an organism. It could be plant, insect, or animal, or a pathogen which creates a nuisance value and embarrasses any environment in which it is found, causing severe problems of economic dimension. I'll give instances. Take the mosquito, for example. Mosquito is a pest which transmits the malaria parasite through transmission by vector process, carrying one germ from an infected person to another person. Rodents in the house also could be pests that transmit germs which can cause lassa fever, which costs every nation a lot of money to prevent and cure. Cockroaches as well in the domestic environment cause a lot of destruction, a lot of problems. If we go to the farming environment, pests can either be insects, they could also be rodents and other animals, birds. They could as well be weeds which compete with the plants in the environment and thereby reduce their yield or actually eat them up so that the farmers are not able to have benefit of their labor. So in essence, pests are all those things that create nuisance value, embarrass the environment, and cause problems of high economic dimension. Like for example, vegetable farms, fungi can create a lot of problems, getting the fruits to rotting, getting the vegetables to rot and drop, and creating problems of significant dimensions to the economy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. What then can we call a pesticide?
Thank you very much. A pesticide, in a simple definition, is any type of product, mainly chemicals, that are used to kill, prevent, or destroy pests. They could shorten or break the cycle of the pest so that it doesn't complete its cycle. They could also outrightly kill the pest so that its effect is lessened or limited or totally eradicated. Finally, it could prevent or reduce or retard the growth of such pests such that the host organism is able to grow faster and more rapidly than the pest, so that they can have benefit of their labor. So pesticides are all chemical products mainly that are used to eradicate pests.
Okay, sir. I often heard of herbicides, insecticides, and pesticides. Is there any difference between these three, or are they the same?
Oh, thank you very much. They come under the same umbrella, pests, but by their nature, they are not the same. For example, a weed is actually a plant that is found in an environment that it's not required. For example, if you plant your corn in an environment and you suddenly discover that vegetables or okra or any other thing are growing to compete with your maize, the okra plant becomes a weed there, and therefore it's a pest because it will compete with the nutrients that the corn which you have planted will need to survive. So the okra there becomes a pest. On the other hand, if you plant okra in a farm and now find scattered all over the place corn that you have not actually planted, or other vegetables that were not planted by you, such vegetables that are there or the corn that you now see there become weeds. On the other hand, pests that can be found both in the house and in the farm. If you take, for example, the mosquitoes, they are mainly found in the homes, and they cause a lot of problems of ill health, and of course something that needs a lot of money to prevent or treat. So mosquito becomes a pest in the domestic environment, whereas if you now go to the farm, the larva of an insect like butterfly becomes a pest because it eats voraciously all the plants that you have grown and prevents you from getting either the quality yield that you want, or prevents you from, in fact, harvesting anything at all, because they could be so voracious. Take, for example, the grasshopper or the locust. When they land in any farm, they cause devastating damages to the crops, and therefore they are pests. On the other hand, too, rodents that go into your farm to eat up your yam tuber, your cassava tuber, and even the leaves of some of your vegetables are also pests in the farm. So it doesn't really, it means that pests are not necessarily the same type of organism, but at the same time, they cause a common damage to life and the economy.
So, sir, what's the balance between the risk and benefits of pesticides?
Thank you. That's a very good question, because there's a lot of risk in pesticide usage, particularly in the farms and in the houses. And this is because most of the people who want to use pesticides don't actually take time to read instructions on the labels of such pesticides. They either use wrongly what should be used the other way, or they use below or above the level recommended. All this will create problems, and it's a negative effect. But take, for instance, Nigeria that we are in today. The population is rising, and the farmers can no longer meet the requirements in terms of food needs or nutritional needs of the teeming population, because if we have to depend on the old practices, cultural practices, which is accompanied with a lot of drudgery and time-wasting approaches, no single farmer can do more than just what he and his family will consume, and therefore nothing is left for the other people. But by the time you use pesticides, a single farmer can crop between 30, 40 hectares of land, and thereby will be able to produce food in commercial quantities, which would then be available to both his own family, the nation, and even some could be available for export. So this is an advantage of pesticide usage. But what is actually important or necessary is that in a country like ours, we should copy or emulate what happens in the developed world, whereby farmers are informed, farmers are educated, and farmers are assisted through extension services to be able to know the right quantity, the timing, and the level of application that this pesticide should actually be applied so that they can do minimum damage to life and other products of economic value even within the farm. And it is very easy to do this. Government should also have a body that is set out to try to analyze crops that come from such farms, so that they will be able to find out if there are some residues that can cause problems or that can become toxic to human beings. Also, government needs to educate people through the radio and other means, posters and all sorts of things, such that people who want to produce foods that we eat, like the powdered yam, which we make into the black amala. People don't now go and soak it into chemicals. It is not recommended that you do that, but it is drug use actually that creates problems. Not that pesticides are not of very, very good economic advantage to any nation. You will find that most developed nations have used and are still using pesticides to be able to meet the needs of their population in terms of food sufficiency and food security. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Can you say some pesticides are safer than others?
Of course, yes, you are right about that. And we must say thanks to NAFDAC on this aspect. NAFDAC goes around to check for checks and balances in the usage of pesticides generally. And when they know one pesticide has been overused, then they place a ban on it. Or when they discover that something has occurred which has put the lives of the citizens in danger. A lot of products like that have been banned. And now answer your question, yes, just like in all things, even among human beings, some are weak, some are strong. And in pesticides too, there are some very strong pesticides. And what makes them to be strong is that in their chemistry is such that they have long chain, and they call them hydrocarbons. Long chain hydrocarbons, which even if you start breaking it down, it will take a long time before you finish breaking it down. And once it is still linked together, it is still poisonous. And all these long chain hydrocarbons like DDT, lindane, and the likes are very, very toxic, and they remain in the soil for a long time, and they are also found as residues in food crops. So they are very, very toxic. Things like paraquat too are very toxic, but people use them in moderation. Otherwise, they could create hazards, or in fact, outright poisoning, and they could destroy both life of human and animals. So, but there are some pesticides that are a lot safer. Take, for example, the glyphosates, which are used as a total systemic weed killer. When they get to the soil, they disintegrate completely, and therefore they are of no consequence anymore. So they can only work on weeds you want them to destroy, and that's it. And there are others too that take a very, very long time because they become toxic to either the soil or to the human. So
Okay.
some pesticides are more toxic than others.
Okay, sir. Can you educate our listeners on the measures to be observed when applying pesticides?
Thank you very much. Anybody applying pesticides in the farm must first and foremost take the pesticide bottle or can and read. If you cannot read, you should engage somebody who can read to help him read the instructions. That is the starting point. Once you read the instructions, you'll be able to know how much, what quantity of that pesticide you should put in what quantity of water or other solvents before you can use. That's number one. Number two, any person using pesticide must protect himself or herself adequately. For example, you want to apply a pesticide, you must ensure you have hand gloves
Okay.
put on your hands. You must ensure you have goggle covering your eyes. You must also put nose and mouth guard, and of course you must wear boots. Or if you don't have boots, you must find nylon and put some rubber band around it so that you tie it to your feet, so that, and then you wear some apron which will not allow direct spill of that chemical onto your body. And when you're taking the measures, you must be careful. Don't take it standing. You must be in a crouching position and put the thing in such a way that it doesn't fall back on you, and measure gradually and put in water. Make sure you cover properly after the decanting and put in a safe place. Make sure you don't put pesticides in a place where children can easily reach it and may take it for coke or whatever and drink. Also make sure that every pesticide is properly labeled and a mark like danger is put on it for people to know that this is not a thing to play with. Once we do all this, pesticide becomes easy and safer to use. After all, we do have gas that we use as cooking materials in the house. We also have salt that we use. All these are poisonous things, but when you use them the right way, you should use them, then they become helpers to your domestic problems.
Yes.
If you overuse salt, it can create toxicity to the body. And if you don't use your gas or put your gas cylinder in a place where it is just the gas coming to your cooker, for you to be able to do it, it can blow up and create problems. So everything to that extent is toxic or dangerous, depending on whether you use it right or wrong.
So you were talking about being a president of the association, sir.
Thank you.
Can we talk about the agro organization? You are the head of them. Can we talk about it? Is there anything you like our listeners at home to know about the organization? For those who would like to come and join, and for those who would like to be part of the association, sir?
Fine, thank you. This is a very good question. And I will want to start by saying we must thank international donors and international organizations, particularly the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, organizations like Rockefeller Foundation, and of course the Bill Gates Foundation. These are outsiders who felt that our food production programs for several years hence have always flopped or failed because the different governments at different levels abandoned a vital aspect of the value chain in crop, edible crop and tree crop production. And these are the people who actually market the inputs. About 10 years ago, USAID came to Nigeria and gathered us together and started giving us trainings, first of all in groups, and later they brought us together and they made sure that we were able to understand that the business we were doing was actually a business that should be properly, effectively, and efficiently organized. They taught us how to identify our business in terms of product knowledge. They also taught us how to keep simple account records, and of course they taught us how to handle products and how to warehouse our products such that we keep them in safe and good conditions. You find a lot of people outside selling agrochemicals or pesticides who know little or nothing about it. I'm using this medium now to invite them to come and join WIDA or join any other IDA in whichever place they may find themselves, because IDAs are all over in Nigeria. We are there in the 6 geopolitical zones, and we have a national association, of course, which is called NAIDA, which is based in Abuja. So if you want to be in this business, for you to be knowledgeable and be able to impact good knowledge, then you must belong to this association.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there anything you get from Nigeria government? Any support?
Yes and no. It's a very good question too. The Nigerian government, unfortunately, do not know they are missing out by not organizing input dealers, because input dealers are like supermarkets for farmers, or in another way, like war front soldiers. No farmer goes to the farm unless and until he has met with 1 or 2 input dealer. So the government should first of all empower us by supporting us at least to have functional office. In some parts of the country, in the north mainly, the governments in the north have done a lot of assistance to this type of organizations existing within their own regions. They give them office accommodation, they help them to pay salaries to their staff, and they also in fact give them mobility such that they will be able to collaborate with government to form part of the extension services chain of the food production program of each state. But here in the Southwest, we don't reckon much with the agri input dealers. For example, we fund almost everything that we do by ourselves. We go on radio, one of the media houses that mainly operate in the Yoruba language to educate farmers. We even invite government functionaries and officials to come and talk to farmers through this medium.
Okay, sir.
We invite researchers from the university. We have invited from even UI before. We invite from IITA, IRT, ITA, FRAIN, CRANE, all such places. And it's a regular program. It's a regular weekly program that we organize. And if government gives us support in this type of way, we can only do better and more for the government and the citizens, and it will then be food sufficiency and food security for all. Thank you.
Is the program you talked about for farmers or just for members of the WIDA?
Thank you very much. It is organized by WIDA, it is paid for by WIDA, but it is actually focused on the farmers. In fact, we could name it Tiwalagbe. That's the name of the program, Tiwalagbe. And everything we do there is inform, educate, and give farmers what it needs to be able to make a profitable farm every season, and of course to be able to store the harvested crops in the best technical way to ensure safety and quality.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. So how can you say in a short term the relationship between the association and farmers?
Very cordial.
Okay.
Very cordial in the sense that I've told you we run a radio program for them.
Yes.
We also organize farmers field days, which we call farmers field days.
Okay.
And this happens maybe occasionally during the planting, but more importantly during harvesting periods. We invite pesticide suppliers, farmers, government officials that have a relationship to do with agriculture. Then there we have suppliers and wider members to present papers to educate farmers on the latest and modern techniques of farming for profit. And we also do other things. We have some centers we have set aside. We call them TCC, Technical TTC, Technical Transfer Center.
Okay.
What we do there is to look at innovations in the farming business all over the world and now bring it to the Technical Transfer Center so that farmers can go there, see what can be done, how it can be done, and what result they can get out. We have it in all the zones of Oyo State and beyond. So this is what we do. And in addition to this also, the government recognized us to that level that they have made us a major player in the farming transformation agenda of the federal government, which is partly sponsored by federal and the state governments.
Okay.
What we do there is that government brings all inputs they want to give to farmers, seeds, fertilizers, and all. They pass it through us, and they ensure, let's say fertilizer, for example, the government says, for this year, we want to give you 2 bags of fertilizers.
Yes, sir.
You buy one, you take one free. They pass most of this thing through us. And it is this arrangement that for the first time has made it possible for all farmers that have registered with government to get this subsidy direct to themselves. In the past, most subsidies on government are just on paper.
Okay,
It is
sir.
by the big political weights that consume everything. But I can assure you today, the subsidy of the federal and state government jointly done by them reach all registered farmers, and registration of farmer is a continuous, is an ongoing thing.
Yes,
If
sir.
you don't register this year as a farmer, you still have a right to go to your local government agric section or to your state government or even the federal government within your state to register as a farmer, and you'll be entitled to this subsidy. And WAIDA is playing a very major role in the distribution of this subsidy. So this to the extent that we are actually recognized by government and by farmers.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right, thank you, sir. If any youth wants to join this association, sir, is there any procedure?
Of course, yes. The procedure is first that a should make an application or visit our office at Answer Building. When he gets there, he will be told what is required of him. And what is actually required is that he should have some knowledge of this business. If he doesn't have, it can be attached to existing members of this association for a period of between 3 to 6 months, depending on his own attitude and enthusiasm in learning. Once
Okay, sir.
he has good attitude, he can learn fast and become knowledgeable about what we are doing. And then he will have to register with 6,000 naira, 5,000 being the registration fee, and 1,000 is identity card and the form that he will fill.
Lastly, sir, what is your advice to the government, the youths, and the farmers at home?
Thank you. I think the youth should see that there's an opportunity in this business of input dealership, because what Dr. Akumi additional said is that he wanted a situation where fertilizers and other agri inputs will be available in all the nooks and crannies of Nigeria, just like you can get to any small village or hamlet in Nigeria and find a bottle of Coke or a bottle of Fanta. So he wants agri input to get to that level. And to be able to get to that level, we need more people to come into agri input business. So we are encouraging young people who have nothing doing to come on. They will see that it gives them a lot of opportunities to make genuine money and also to become even farmers in the end, because by the time you know what to do, how to do in farming, then farming becomes an easy task. And God has endowed and blessed farming so much that when you put just a seed of maize in the soil, you get maybe 2 cups, each one being about 700 grains. So, it's a lot of blessing that God has given to farmers. So, what we also want government to do is to encourage input people. Let us collaborate together. Yes, you have extension services people, but they are not enough to meet with all the farmers existing in the nooks and crannies of the different states and the federation. But if you just do a little to help agri input associations, then they can be part of the extension services and give the farmers in the nook and crannies where the government extension people are not available, a necessary knowledge and advice on how to make a good farm. So it then becomes a multiplier effect, so that we are encouraging government to do what their counterparts in the north are doing to input dealers association over there by providing us office accommodation, providing us with some funds with which we will pay our staff who go around to encourage and organize the trainings, and of course give us mobility. Everything that we are doing now is through the sweat and the pains of most of the committed input dealers. Our regular program is sponsored mainly and purely by us. Our staff are paid by us and all such things. But government can give us some subvention to ensure that we're able to do it better, and maybe get more staff that will be able to train not only the farmers, not only the input dealers, they will also train the farmers, and through that, Nigeria will be able to produce bumper crops.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you
for your time, and we hope when we call on you next time, you will answer us, sir.
I will.
Okay, sir. Yes. You've been listening to Alhaji O.A. Akimade. He is the director of Muafak Nigeria Limited. He has been talking to us generally on what pest and pesticide is all about. And I hope at home we've all learned the advantages and disadvantages of pests and then the pesticide. And also, he has also been talking about pesticide application and how we can be a membership of the association in case of there is no job, there is stress on the street, and so many other things. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Listener, you have listened to Alhaji Olayinka Akimade, the president of West Agro Input Dealers Association of Oyo State Chapter. He has told us of what agro input is all about, where we can get them, and also if we want to join the association, how we can go about it. Thank you very much, Taiwo and Adekunle. Till I come your way again next week for another educative interview segment, I remain Oyawale Temitope. Remember, the land is green.
Welcome to another edition of Fox Pop. And my name is Akimade Adekunle. I will be looking at different local food in the country and how frequent people consume them. Please stay tuned. Please, what is your name?
My name is Arewa.
What is your local favorite food, please?
That should be eba.
And why do you like eba, please?
Actually, I prefer eba that is very succulent, like soft. And I prefer the Igbo eba, like.
Hello.
Hi.
Please, what's your name, sir? Ma?
Kikelomo Jojai. Kikelomo.
Okay, what is your favorite local food?
Favorite local food? That should be amala and ewedu.
Please, why?
Because it's not an heavy food. It's something that you eat and digest so easily, and by the time you go to toilet, by the time you urinate 2-3 times, it's gone.
Okay, thank you. Hello.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Arewa.
What's your favorite local food?
Okay, my favorite local food is eba Igbo with obe efo elegusi.
Why?
It's delicious, number one, and another reason is I find it easy, it's easy to, it's digestible, it digests easily. That's just the only reason.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Well, please, can you tell us your name?
Sunday. Wait, come on, bro.
What's your favorite local food?
Fufu and egusi soup.
Why?
Because it usually energizes me, as in I will have more strength when I eat fufu and I easily digest.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, hello.
Please, what's your name?
My name is Fumayo Kele.
You are from what state, sir?
I'm from Oyo.
What is your favorite local food?
I prefer penende yam to egusi soup.
Why?
It makes me, whenever I eat it, it can last me on a longer period other than other fruits. And I, as a person, I work for as in longer period of time. So with that, I could work, and without even going back to eating any of those other things again.
Thank you.
Hi,
What's your name?
my name is Damilola, aka Dam for Jesus.
What is your favorite local food?
My favorite local food. That was black amala, you know, and gegiri and ewedu. You know, they used to call it abala in our place. Abula.
Why?
It's delicious. And putting momo, you know that momo now.
Yes.
Yeah, and about momo inside it. Wow, that will be tantalizing and you get.
I am Adeosun Oluseyi by name.
What is your favorite local food, sir?
Amala, Lafun.
Why?
Because it gives me more energy, the enough energy I need for my daily activities, and it makes me to look somehow agile in everything I'm doing, and I look very fit in everywhere I find myself, either in a very harsh condition or anywhere I'm working, anything I'm doing. I feel much concerned when I take that very kind of a food.
Thank you very much.
Hello,
Please, what's your name?
my name is Selom Akaba.
What is your favorite local food, sir?
My favorite local food is akpele with okra soup.
Why do you prefer that?
Because it's our staple food, and we have been eating it from childhood, and without it we always feel not part of the society or of our ethnic origin. So we always like to eat that.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi,
Please, what's your name?
Etuk Samura Kobudok.
What is your local favorite food?
My local favorite food is ekpan cocoa.
And why do you like that?
Wow, it's so nutritious.
Hello, good afternoon.
What's your name?
I'm Samuel Justina.
What is your favorite local food?
My favorite local food is fufu and oha soup.
Why do you like that?
I think it's very nutritious, and I don't know, I just like it.
Thank you. Ma.
Hello.
What is your name, ma?
I'm Professor Meludu.
What is your favorite local food, ma?
My favorite local food is African salad and onubu soup. Okay, African salad because the ingredients used in making African salad are many, you know, and so it will give all the food nutrients that is required for the body to develop well. So it's very rich. That's why I like it, and it's light. It's not heavy. Okay, you can take it for a meal. And then the onubu soup is also very rich. When you cook it, you're using diversified nutrients to cook it, and that will give you adequate meal also. Thank you.
Thank you, ma.
Hello, my name is Tijani Sharif. I'm a vocational student in Agriculture and Rural Development UI.
And what is your favorite local food?
My favorite local food is inyo.
And why do you like that?
It's sweet and it has many carbohydrates.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Oyonoro Chidimma.
What is your favorite local food?
Semovita and edikain corn soup.
Why do you like that?
Because it is very nourishing and good for the health.
Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon.
What is your name?
My name is Said Sonyalu.
What is your favorite local food?
I like amala and vegetable.
Why?
and that's because amala, when prepared, is kind of soft, and it goes down the stomach when taken, and when it's accompanied with vegetable. Of course, vegetable is a very local form of soup, so they go hand in hand, just like husband and wife. I mean, it's delicious. I mean, simply put, delicious. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Bolanle. My favorite local food is hamala and hewedu with fish stew. I like it because I feel so delighted after eating it, and I'm from Ibadan. That's why I like it.
Thank you. In summary, we've heard it all. Some people prefer amala as a local traditional food, and some prefer pounded yam as their local favorite food. And the main reason why some say amala is because of the easy digestion and because of the nourishing of the body. And for the pounded yam, some prefer it because of the energy and because of the build of their muscles. Thank you for listening. See, next week one will be bringing another interesting topic on Fox Pop. I still remain Akimbade Adekunle. Thank you for listening.
Welcome listeners to another package of market survey this week. Right now we are at Ogunpa Market, and we want to bring to you the various prices of agricultural inputs like chemicals, fertilizer, sprayer. Sit back and let's find out.
Story Badekunle.
What do you sell?
Chemical.
What chemicals?
Agrochemical.
Okay, can you take us through? What do you have here?
We have glyphosate here, and the prices is in the range of 850 to 1,750.
Okay.
We have DDVP. The prices is in the range of 1,000 to 1,002.
Okay.
We have Metallachlor. The prices is in the range of 1,004 to 1,005.
Okay.
We have Paraquat. The price is in the range of 950 to 1,400.
Okay.
And we have Sapametrin in the range of 800 to 950.
Okay.
We have Pendimentali in the range of 1,004 to 1,500.
Okay.
We have Diuron in the range of 1,005 to 1,750.
Okay.
We have Diazinon, which is 900. We have Chloripirifos in the range of 1,001 to 1,500.
Okay.
We have Atrazine in the range of 1,001 to 1,002.
Okay. What other products?
We have Dametohate in the rate of 1,001 to 1,300. 240 in the range of 950 to 1,100.
Okay. I can see sprayer.
The NASA sprayer in the range of 2,800 to 14,000.
Okay.
And we have both NPK fertilizer and urea fertilizer, which is 4,500 naira.
Can we move into the shop? Let's see what other products you have inside.
We have aluminum phosphide.
Okay.
We have by 20 and by 30. By 20 is 250 per tube. By 30 is 300 per tube.
Okay.
And per 10 is 2,800 per by 20.
Okay.
And by 30 per 10 is 4,000 naira.
Okay. Let's move inside. We are moving inside.
We have a foliar application fertilizer, which is IFA bonus NPK, and it's 1,300.
Okay.
And we have a fungicide for cocoa, which is Ridomine Gold Ostamin Plus at 260.
Okay. Thank you for listening. We've got the various prices for agro inputs, and they are affordable to ensure increase in agricultural outputs. Thank you for listening. My name is Ajao Taiwo. Till we meet again for another interesting package of the program. Bye for now.
And this brings us to the end of the Farmers Forum edition for this week. Do join us next week for another educative edition on Farmers Forum. Before I say goodbye today, I would like to say a big thank you to all the people that had contributed in one way or the other to the success of this program. Most importantly, the HOD and Dr. Bode Badiru, and the Diamond staff, most especially my editors Lanre Ayola and Tunde Oke. Until next week, I remain Temitope Oyawale.
As the clouds go grey, the thunder roars and the earth sings. The season's just beginning. The sunlight it hides as the clouds make way for the pouring of my blessings.